Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to season 2, episode 2. Got to get around those numbers of That's So Fashion. We've had I'm Chris.
I'm John.
Always forget to introduce myself.
I know. Well, as if they don't already know who you are.
Well, I'm just so humble. I've got to keep it real. Welcome.
You're humbled by how humble you are.
I'm truly.
I am humbled by how humble you are.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Welcome. We've had a little bit of a break unintentionally. We've missed a month of filming, so we apologise for not sending out another one. But classic style, we leapfrogged each other with illnesses.
I know.
We?
Well, you had tonsillitis.
I had tonsillitis.
It's really just an excuse to eat ice cream all day long.
Which
I
happened.
Don't blame you.
And it was great. Not the pain, just the ice cream.
No.
And then you were poorly for a bit.
Oh my God. I don't know. I had this new COVID variant or a flu or something. I mean, it didn't test positive, but who knows? And it was like 8 weeks and I'm still not over it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I am, but it's the little last.
Yeah, it's like the remnants that you have.
So it's been, I lost my voice for almost 3 weeks. I couldn't even talk.
Which is painful for us all.
I know.
Because
I know.
John is such a good orator.
That's true.
But we're back.
Exactly.
We're back, ready, raring, and ready to give you the fashion energy that you've desperately wanted from us. So, in the spirit of that, we're just going to keep it low key, keep it cash, have a bit of a catch up because we've not really kind of seen much of each other due to that.
Who could see each other?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And in classic John and I fashion, we've accidentally synchronized again with what we're wearing.
I know.
And I've gone with something that we've both made.
I know. Like, what are the odds? And I never make clothes for myself.
I know.
Whereas I feel like you are very much in that space where most of the pieces that you do are for your own self. Whereas for me, in my whole lifetime, I think I made 3 or 4 pieces for myself. Like,
That's wild.
It's just not who I am.
No. Well, you're... Water break. You're just so good at what you do that everyone wants a piece. Oh, well. So... You don't have time to make stuff for yourself.
I mean,
you're just.
If I wasn't so humble.
You're just in such high demand that where's the time?
I know, honestly. But so, like, let's talk about this ensemble. I remember seeing you wearing this in Italy.
Yeah.
Oh. I know you made it for your birthday because we were saying earlier you wore it in Rome. But was it on another trip with you, or was it just that one?
I did make it for Rome for my birthday trip last year, but I recently went to Venice. Humble brag, in March for Carnival, and I wore it there.
Okay,
because
so I'm thinking of both.
Yeah, it's very Italian to go in, something ridiculously.
Well, I was going to say,
colourful
that famous Italian brand, Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's Italian made.
I mean, come on. So yeah, I wore that. I mean, I've recently discovered I've got a hole in it. I don't know how that happened, but
that's okay.
I love to make things for myself, especially if it's a jumpsuit. I'm an absolute sucker for a jumpsuit.
But I feel like it suits you. I mean, it's not only just personality. I think you've got the right body type for it. You've got the right height for it. Like but it's true. Like not everybody can pull like a one piece off.
No, that's true.
Right? I think it actually works quite right for you and your sort of proportions and the silhouette that you like to create also.
That's true. I mean, thank you very much. I would actually agree with you on that because the way I like to put things together, I like to mess with shapes as we've discussed in previous episodes.
Yeah, which I think is just really... I don't know, flattering on you, but suits you. And as I say, like your personality, and it looks great.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, with this one, it's kind of like the way I actually made this was a little bit chaotic, if I'm going to be honest. Like, I knew the shape of the top I wanted, and I knew the shape of the top bottoms I wanted, and I kind of just made them work together.
Nothing wrong with that.
But it turned out exactly as I'd wanted. I mean, there's a few things that could be a bit better, but...
Yeah, but I mean, I think if you're anything like me, and I know we are similar in a lot of ways, I think if you're making something for yourself... How can I put this?
I know exactly where you're going with this.
I think it's anyway, let's just say, I think it's very easy to take a step back at the end when it's complete and think, oh, that's wrong, that could have been better. I should have done that. I've, in my case, like, oh, I studied this or I was trained for that. And how could I forget that this is how it's supposed to go? It's very easy to do that. But what you're projecting out there, most people aren't aware of. Like, I love what I'm wearing, which I made, which we can talk about momentarily, but the collar, the piping was, I cut slightly too short by mistake on one side. Didn't want to have to repipe the whole thing, so I made it symmetrical. But there's a little gap here that's not supposed to be here. But you might not have seen that.
I didn't even notice that.
Exactly.
No.
And I don't care that I've
'Cause you
now
made it
brought
work.
it to your attention. Yeah, but exactly. But it's like you can, you sort of just, oh no, it's supposed to be like that. It was not supposed to be like that.
But you can adapt on the fly and kind of like, oh, I've done one side one way, so let's just slightly change the other.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that's sort of where your mind is at. But I
Kind
know
of.
for me, I can be very critical of the things at the end of the day. I got to either be reminded or remind myself that most people don't see what you see.
Yeah.
They haven't been in it. They haven't been making it, whether that be,
So
buying
true.
a store-bought pattern and making it yourself from that, or drafting patterns or making your own fabric, or whatever it is that you do, right? Nobody else is doing that. So it's so easy for them to just admire the beautiful thing that you've made. And I think this looks fantastic. You might say like, oh, I shouldn't have used like, I don't know, red buttons, but like, I don't know that.
Yeah. Well, it's all about perception, isn't it? What's that? There's like a meme, or there's like a saying, or that you only ever see the tip of the iceberg of what someone's worked on, but underneath there's this whole
absolutely
hidden section of what you've worked on. It's knowledge and experience, and then trial and error and all that kind of stuff. It's a similar vibe, but like,
no, it's true.
It's definitely you see things differently when it's yourself. But yours is like you say about the gap in the piping, but it's immaculate. Like I love the piping on it, and I love the brooch here. It fits so perfectly in your pocket.
Thank you very much.
I mean, for anyone who's not watching the video, John has this gorgeous kind of green cameo, which is the perfect shade that matches the set he's working.
I collect cameos. I won't say I'm not in a space where I say I'm obsessed with them. I don't have hundreds of them. I wish I did though. But I do collect them. And these ones, this green one, for those who aren't watching, if you're familiar with Wedgwood and their Jasperware that they make, it's like a lovely, I don't know, sage green?
Yeah, it's about sage green, maybe an olive green, I don't know.
Nice little sort of oval with some sort of Greek...
It's like a series of figures on it, isn't it?
It's I think it's like a victory scene. Anyway, it's a piece that I collected. I don't remember what year it's from. Oh, sorry, it usually says, but... Anyway, it does
gorgeous.
match, and I have you to thank. So thank you for your assistance earlier.
What can I say?
Colour's
my thing.
Well, very much so. But I like this piece. It was for an event that I took part in. It was a sustainable event, and so it had to be, it was hoped to be made with something recycled. It's actually old bedding.
Wow.
Which I will tell you I washed several times because it was not my bedding.
Before making
it.
Nice.
Worried that it might also need a bit of like shrinkage because you just don't know.
Yeah, of course.
It turns out it is a synthetic fiber, so that wasn't an issue, although it doesn't breathe as well as I would like it to, but what are you going to do? But it arrived here, it stunk of cigarette butts. It needed a good 4 washings before the scent came out of it.
That's crazy.
I know, it had little cigarette burns in it too. And I was thinking, what a hazard, like smoking in bed. But again, as a non-smoker, I can't relate to
my
that.
sister would have a field day with that.
Oh, I know. I should tell her about it next time. But it sewed beautifully. It cut really well. I had a lot of fun with it. I made piping and binding to match, like from fabric to contrast rather, like fabric that I had bought. And it was just a really fun project. But as I really rarely make things for myself, it's fun. It was, I want to do it again, but it was quite fun to actually spend time drafting a pattern, thinking about what I wanted, not what a customer might want, or what is supposed to be out there for fashion. It had to be something that I was going to wear that I felt I'd feel good in, that I thought would look good, that I wanted to have a little bit of a trend with it. And I know this whole pajama coordinating set thing is still quite big, even though it's from quite a few years ago.
It is, but people love a coord,
Exactly. And it's good for summer. And I had these really great 1950s, I think they're 50s or 1940s, they're Bakelite buttons. And it was just, again, for those of you who can't see, they've got a little sort of rope pattern around the edge. And I just thought it was fun. And
I was thinking that earlier, that's such a nice detail of button that you've chosen.
Yeah.
To kind of elevate it a little bit.
I wanted it to be a little bit fun. That's really what I was thinking of. If I didn't have these, I probably would have gone for something clear or white just to blend in. I didn't want it to be a focal point, but these were quite fun. And as I say, it was for an event, and I wanted it to feel, upbeat, and also about sustainability. So using something that I'd found in an old shop that's from before, so not buying anything new, not making anything new.
Yeah, of course.
It all kind of made sense.
Using what you have rather than...
exactly.
Yeah.
And it was quite fun, and I really enjoyed that. And I just, like you say, it's just funny, you're wearing something you made, I'm wearing. And although they aren't the same, they do sort of go nicely together. It's just this random...
It's the classic coordination that we somehow managed to pull off. Like mine obviously is very bold and colourful, which is obviously very me, but yours is colourful in a very you way.
I know.
With a bold pattern, and mine's a bold pattern.
But also, even the colours are almost the same. I mean, you've got these really saturated sort of yellow, blue, green, orangey, red, and I have exactly the same colours, except mine are really subdued.
Slightly more muted.
It is just, we are...
on brand as ever.
I know. Like,
this is why we do this podcast.
Let's just say that.
Well, no. If you're going to make it work, make it work.
Well, exactly. But it's fun. It's nice sort of seeing what we've been up to.
Yeah, it's been 6 months of the year gone already, which is absolutely wild.
I know. I can't believe it. We're already in June.
Yeah.
Like, before you... Like, it's almost... Well, yeah, it's almost the end of the month practically. I mean, before you know it, it'll be a week and it'll be like the 25th or something.
Yeah.
And like, where's the year gone?
I can't even, I don't even know what time it is anymore. Like, the concept of time eludes me. It's just blink and you miss it kind of situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't even, I mean, we'll touch on it a bit later, but we're already thinking ahead to the next half of the year.
Oh, I know, absolutely. But hold that thought, because just while we were talking about sustainability, I wanted to mention that the Good Clothes Show. Cause I was
yes, of course, you went, didn't you?
And we will link you into their whole show and podcast as well, because Joe is a lovely, lovely, lovely guy.
Absolutely, they do some good work.
It is really interesting. So I've never been before. I don't know how long it's been running for. A friend of mine was saying that she thought it's been on for quite a while, and it used to be quite big. It was... on slightly a smaller scale, I would say. It was at the Chelsea Town Hall in London.
Lovely.
On the King's Road. So it's a beautiful venue. It was really amazing. And as I say, I'd not been there before, but I thought I'd know a few people who were going to be showing there, and I really just wanted to check it out. I had to be in the neighborhood that very day for a fashion show that I was going to in the afternoon. Yep. And it was just, beautiful sunny day in London, in Chelsea. I mean, who wouldn't enjoy that? Mm-hmm. So I went, and first and foremost, I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I sat in on a really great talk about sustainability.
Oh, lovely.
It was, again, can't fault the venue. Beautiful, really, really well managed. Really, it was great. It was the first day. It was the morning, the Friday. So maybe it would have been more chaotic over the weekend. But while I was there, everybody was on good form. Mm-hmm. Everything looked great. It was spotless. But, I will say, I felt there was a real lack of menswear, and it is the Good Clothes Show. I don't recall it being specifically women's wear. I could be wrong, but I don't remember that being like any of their sort of points of advertising.
Yeah.
I walked through the whole place. I went to the accessories hall, which I loved. Mm-hmm. I went into the sort of space where they did the talks. As I say, I sat down. I listened to a really beautiful chat. It was really wonderful. I knew a couple of people who were doing the conversation. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Danny. It was great. But as I went through sort of the main hall, there was 1, 2, 3. There were 4 kind of columns of sections.
Yeah.
That ran sort of up and down the beautiful room. All vintage clothing, some amazing stuff, really beautiful high-end Pucci and beautiful Chanel pieces, couture, quite nice stuff.
Yeah, lovely.
But visually, I only spotted one stand that had menswear, and I have to be honest with you, it was only because I was admiring something there. It reminded me actually of your friend Bizaid, is that the brand?
Oh, yeah. Dalen.
Exactly.
Bizaid,
it reminded me of some of the pieces that he's shown me when he was on our podcast previously that he had made using beautiful old textiles.
Yeah.
I wondered if it was him initially. It wasn't. And I have to apologize, the name escapes me, but if you remember, we can link it in.
Yeah.
But
we can just look at the list.
Yeah, it was beautiful, beautiful stuff. And she was like, would you like to see something? Are you admiring it? I was like, I just love this. It's like an old tablecloth. She's like, well, you have to see these shirts that I make. And her husband was there as well, wearing one. They were beautiful. And I spent quite a while there, looking at all the textiles that she used. She said it's all about sustainability. She picks up from those sort of rag bags at charity shops and various places, old textiles, things with big holes in them, things that are stained, things that you just can't recycle. Yeah. In the same way, she either dyes them if they've been stained, or she cuts around, burns or holes, or whatever it might be.
Wow, she must be skilled.
Yeah, she does a great job. I'm pretty sure she said they're all made in Norwich, but I could be wrong. And it was really beautiful to see. But she pulled me aside to show me her menswear, and I looked in all these other stands. And if I'm pretty, I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, she was the only one there that offered any sort of menswear. And
That's crazy.
I know, and as I say, I don't remember it being exclusively advertised for women's wear. And if it is, please forgive me. Like, I'm trying to be constructive here.
Yeah.
Still thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Well, we can, you can make an observation. Like, if you've been there personally.
I was there for 2 hours. I loved it. But
yeah.
I was just thinking, like, wouldn't it be fantastic to find some amazing, sustainable, vintage, whatever it is, menswear pieces.
Yeah.
Pick up a couple of things, put it online, show people what I'm wearing. There just really wasn't any of that. But I really enjoyed the show. I know you weren't able to be there this time.
Yeah.
But the accessory hall was fabulous. They had amazing hats and they had vintage shoes and they had all these vintage Gina shoes. And so I was taking photos and sending them to my old boss, and that was super fun. And
oh, lovely.
there was a lady there who had beautiful brooches. Talks on sustainability were really great.
It sounds amazing. It's such a shame to have missed it.
Yeah, well, next time we'll just plan to go together.
Yeah.
I saw T there, your friend.
Yes, I saw. You saw my girl.
I know, which was super fun, and she was very sweet. I was thinking we have to bring her back on.
100%.
And it was great. She looked fabulous, but I feel like she always does.
Oh, that woman is incapable of looking anything other than amazing at all times.
Yeah, so that was
stunning.
That was really fun, and I really did enjoy it. But it was just, I don't know. It felt a little bit let down. It felt like there should be a space where you can go to this. It's a bit more of a crafty show space. That's excellent. I feel like that's a big part of what we talk about here.
Yeah.
Where anybody should be able to walk in and anybody should be able to find something.
Well, that's kind of the whole point of if you're going to be sustainable, the whole point is to take something that resonates with anyone, with someone, no matter where you're from, what background you are, what gender you are. So that's really disappointing that if there was only one that was aimed at menswear. I mean, as you know, I'm one that's a champion for gender neutral clothing, and anyone can wear anything, but not everyone feels or thinks that way. So there does need to be some distinction, especially at these events.
Well, that's exactly it. And I think you make a really good point about gender neutral. Like, anybody could walk in there and pick up anything beautiful and make it work, but also not everyone has that scope or vision or comfort or want.
Well, exactly. Like,
right?
we wear what makes us feel good, right? So if you're of the disposition or the mentality of, I want something that is traditional menswear, that's what you're going to look for.
Yes.
And if there wasn't much of that, that's a real shame.
No, that's a very good point. And actually, as we're talking about this, and I'm slamming the show, which I'm not.
Oh no, well no, it's like I say, it's an observation.
No, of course,
there is a kind of show that's needed, I think.
Absolutely, and I did just dawn on me. There was one other stand that was quite beautiful that was doing very sort of is it Harris tweed? Is that the one?
Harris tweed.
That feel of fabric, like waistcoats and jackets.
Ooh.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think they were just sort of like a generic fit from double extra small to triple extra large, whatever it was. So potentially that would be suitable for everybody. And I apologize that only just dawned on me now as I say. I was saying they didn't have anything, but that was really all I spotted. So feel free to correct me. It was still lovely. I had a great time.
Yeah.
We'll go next time. I think
absolutely.
you'll love it.
Yeah, I think so
and
too.
It was really great to look through all the vintage, hats and all the jewelry, and the shoes were fabulous. And I was thinking, do I need to buy anything for inspiration or for design references? I really held back because I don't have tons of money at the moment, but it was still nice to feel inspired and be there.
Yeah,
which
I can
was
imagine.
quite good.
And also for you, with your history of shoe design, shoemaking, that seeing things like that must have been really nostalgic and inspiring in itself.
Absolutely. There was a lady there who had a whole side to the accessory room, and she just had the most beautiful, virtually pristine vintage leather goods, little handbags, footwear, accessories. It was amazing. I had so much fun looking at everything. I say I didn't come away with anything because I didn't really need it, and who has where to put anything these days. But it was enjoyable. I just was hoping there'd be a little bit more of a traditional menswear representation. Men love fashion. There are a lot of really fashionable men, especially in London. Why wouldn't you want to take advantage of that?
Exactly, and also it's changing, right? So the traditional view of men don't like fashion, or men don't like to dress, in any kind of sense of style. They just wear what's functional. That's changing. More and more men are wanting to have something they connect to in a fashion realm. So I am surprised that there was only one, and I feel maybe that's something that will change with time. And,
I think so too. I think that's
the more it gets out there.
Absolutely, and it was a fabulous venue, and they had great stuff. And I feel like if people were able to just walk in off the street, you'd get a lot of beautiful weather in London on a weekend. Like a lot of
Absolutely.
people just like flocking in, and they had great signage outside. Like it was super fun. But
Yeah.
that was my main thing that I was a little bit, I don't know, disappointed. I think it's a bit harsh, but in that kind of space. Still, nothing
But
wrong.
that means that they need us there.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it needs.
I
Then
know.
we can have our own little stall and
Well,
represent
this is
them
what I'm thinking.
ourselves.
And you were talking about like sort of what we're looking ahead for the next 6 months of the year, the second half of the year. Again, how is it already June?
I can't.
It's unbelievable.
I literally can't even.
I couldn't even tell you what I did over the last 5.5 months. Like I don't even know. But speaking of the future, I know we were talking earlier about the second season of Sustainable Fashion Week in Crystal Palace.
Absolutely.
Which we're sort of gearing up to. I know nothing formal has been decided, but I know you're going to be showing another collection as you did last year, and so am I with our friend Nicole Akong. Hey Nicole.
Hey girl.
So perhaps we will have some work that we'll want to bring to the Good Clothes Show.
Well, exactly. It's once a year, is it?
Well, I think so, but they might do a winter one. We'll have to check it out.
Yeah, that'd be good if they do a winter one.
Yeah.
But no, I'm absolutely. That's something that's coming up, and I'm trying to, whilst we're on the subject of what we're working on in the future, House of Wincott has kind of taken a bit of a backseat as kind of life has had its way with me. But whilst I'm reinvigorating that, I'm working on starting to work on the latest collection.
Oh yeah, let's hear about
for
what you're willing to share.
Well, you can get the gist, but I won't give details. Let's all gatekeep. So it's going to be September. The collection is when I want it finished by, but the show isn't until October.
Yes.
So it kind of ties in with I can show that collection.
Okay.
Is my thinking.
Fab.
The collection is going to be Wizard of Oz themed because I want it out.
So on point.
Thank you. If I'm anything, it's on trend.
I know.
And I want it up and running and like available, completely open for sale by the time that Wicked 2 is out.
Okay.
That's just my mind going, let's two birds, one stone this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's be off the moment, So that's probably what I'm going to show at Sustainable Fashion Week because I've got some really, really gorgeous fabric pieces.
Amazing.
Which one is an old tapestry that I got from this lady with
wow.
Wizard of Oz.
Oh my god, amazing!
Like literally the original Wizard of Oz. I'll show you when you come around.
Yeah,
next.
please.
It's gorgeous.
Wow.
This thing, and I can't believe I've got my hands on it still. To this day, I'm gagged that I have it. It's perfect condition, immaculate. I've also got some. You might love this, but I found on Vinted, actually, of all places, some metallic fabric that really holds its shape without being boxy.
Okay.
That's going to be Tin Man. So I'm making a military jacket that's going to represent Tin Man.
Okay, that's quite fun.
And that's all I'm going to say on it because I don't want to give details away. But it's going to be amazing.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm on board with that. I'm going to cut you off just for a moment.
Please do.
I don't want to forget. I had done some clothes for a television show in Toronto a few years ago.
Yeah.
And one of the pieces that I made that was sent through was a pair of trousers, like pleated trousers with a wide waistband, a big, thick, like cuff, like a turnip on the bottom.
That sounds hot. Love that.
And I had, for the most part, I had tried to use up all my quality materials that I'd been collecting over the years because it's fun to be able to make custom pieces and also say like nobody can have this material, you're never going to see it again, it's from the 60s, it's from the whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the fabrics was this sort of white stroke silver woven, very synthetic, very stands up on its own metallic-y material, which I doubt is what you got, but immediately made me think of it. And my husband would be like, "Oh, you're making the fire blanket trousers? Like, oh, it looks like a fire blanket, fire blanket. And I was like, what's a fire blanket? Like where I come from, they're like brown.
Yeah.
He's like, let me show you, and it's like tin foil
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So you're saying about that, and I
It's like the stuff
thinking,
that you get after marathons.
Yes.
That kind of metallic blanket.
I know,
Yeah,
and so as soon as you said metallic and it stands up on its own, right away I wanted to be like a fire blanket, but you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't get the reference,
I had
but
to fill you in. But anyway, so carry on.
But it is not quite fire blanket.
No, and I love that
texture. It's completely smooth. It's without, if it's not moved, if it's just flat, it looks like a mirror. It's that kind of metallic.
Oh my god!
It's
where did you find that?
On Vinted. It was crazy.
Fantastic.
It was the remnants. I mean, it's a good size remnant, but it's two remnants of this fabric that this fashion student had, and she didn't know what to do with it, and she didn't need it. She'd finished her degree,
Yeah.
and she was selling it off, and I was like, that can't
Yeah,
go
well,
in
it's
the
a
bin.
win-win for everyone, really.
Exactly, and that otherwise it would have just gone in the bin. I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
that's not happening with this.
Well,
So
there's your sustainable element.
exactly. So, I mean, everything. I've got such a catalogue of ridiculous amounts of stuff that I found from place to place. You know, like
Yeah.
the Wizard of Oz blanket, the metallic fabric, Simpsons thing. I've got so
I
many
love
random
it.
things.
Amazing.
So all of it will be sustainable in the sense of I'm taking something that exists or it's the remnants of or whatever, and I'm turning it into something else, which is why I want to show it at
Yeah.
the
Well, I think
Fashion
that
Week.
sounds great.
Yeah, so that's the future immediate goal.
Oh, well, I love that. Nicole and I got together, as I mentioned earlier, a couple of weeks ago, and we were just sort of like, what is it that we're going to be doing? Are we going to be showing? Yes, we are. Okay, great. We don't want to do the same thing that we did last year, which was just that kind of like, what did she call it? Circus core, carnival core,
Yeah.
reworking all those Sestenta costumes from Rio, and they were amazing, and it was super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought, without giving too much away, again, like we want to keep an element of that because it was our original collaboration, so it's going to be part of our sort of DNA going forward as friends, and a brand, and a company, and whatever we're doing with it. But how are we going to work in new things? And so working with some charity shops and looking at their
lovely.
rag bags, and like similar to what I was saying about that woman at the Good Clothes Show,
Yeah,
finding
yeah.
fabrics and existing pieces that can't be sold because either they're stained or they're ripped or they're burned or whatever it is, and being able to turn those into pieces while still staying true to the sort of Akong stroke, JLP brand.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
I'm very much looking forward
That
to
sounds
that. So
exciting.
it was, and it is, but it was a really good preliminary conversation,
Yeah.
and we were both very much on the same page.
That's good.
Which I love. It wasn't like, oh, I want to do this. No, we should do the same thing. Like, it was nice that we both sort of said, like, we don't want to give up on our DNA, but also we are aware of the fact that we don't want to just do the same thing.
Well, no, it's you've got to push yourselves as well as create
Absolutely.
something that's
Absolutely.
fun, and obviously you're both two very good-natured, good-souled, creative people. So I can't
thank you.
imagine that you would both ever be in a situation where there'd be nope, not doing that. Nope, I don't want to do that. Like,
No, exactly.
it's collaboration,
Yeah, and it's always nice when you can have like an easy, free-flowing conversation, like we do, right?
Yeah, exactly,
Where it doesn't
yeah.
end up in somebody feeling like, their ideas aren't being heard or they can't speak their mind. So that's right. So I don't know exactly. You have a slightly better grasp on what you're doing. I don't just yet, except I know the area that we're going to be
Yeah.
in. So I'm pleased. Like, for me, that works.
I think for me the reason I have more of a grasp is because I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah.
For House of Wincott, because that was always my plan. Like, I've created the just to update everyone on the latest thing I did for House of Wincott is I did like a Disney type
it's so
Mickey Mouse
fabulous.
collection. It's like I love it so
And
much.
those photos and that train.
I
my
can't.
God.
I can't even like the photo shoot was on a vintage train. It looked. I think we touched on it in the last episode.
Yeah, we did.
Well,
but I think were you doing it or you had just
it was
done
coming up.
Yeah.
It was just coming up. Yeah,
I
and
haven't seen them.
oh no, I think I just got the photos back when we done it.
Okay, was that
So I
it?
was like just looking through them all, and they honestly were knockout. Like Roy, the photographer, is. I might actually link him in the socials because he is next level talented. But he captured. I gave the vision of what I was going for on this vintage train with these like crazy colourful Disney pieces, and he knocked it out of the park. It was just stunning. So
Absolutely.
collection 1 of the year there in May, whenever it was, April, and then the next one will be September, October, November time.
Fabulous.
So we're kind of only 2 a year this year. But that's by design. It's supposed to be not overproduction. Create things that last from pieces that need new life.
Yeah. Well, it's your sustainability element, which I think is a
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
really wonderful thing that you're doing, because not every brand does, and nor do they need to. But you are sort of moving in that direction, like you say, breathing new life into things that otherwise would be binned, and good for you.
Yeah, exactly. I think I just let's have fun with it. Like these things. It's a travesty. Like some of the pieces I've got, like I said, are so nice and so crazy that it would be such a waste.
Absolutely.
To lose them to landfill. So very much my vibe, and they're also crazy bold and colourful, as you know.
Well,
so
I think that's you and your sort of dopamine maximalist style that you have personally, but also I think that you do project onto everything else that you do, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah,
because so many people could, stand to have a little bit more of that positivity, and they just don't know how to get it, and you help bring it, and
Oh,
make it work.
stop! Look at him. Thanks. Keep me going.
Well,
I mean, you're not wrong, but you know.
am
Well,
I
I'll
ever?
just try. I think you've not been wrong yet. I mean, I do try. I think there is obviously a balance with getting the dopamine maximalist vibe right, because it can go so wrong. It can look too busy on the eye or too chaotic or make you feel uneasy. Like, there is a certain balance to it, which I like to try and aim for. But no, definitely. So, like, with that vein, House of Ringo is, you know, getting a little bit of a reinvigoration, rejuvenation is the word I'm looking for
Nice.
for the second half of the year, now that, like, my real everyday life is kind of is settling a little bit.
Love that.
But didn't you have a little thing, a seedling of a brand? How's that coming along?
Well, it's definitely coming along. So yeah, so I am looking to. No, let me rephrase that. I am going to have my own brand. I want to test the waters. I want to, put out there what I'm able to do. I'm very proud of my work, and
You should be. It's amazing.
thank you. And although I do love making custom pieces for people and different couture things, and I actually have a couple that I'm just starting now, which is great. Tell you about that later. That's not necessarily what I want to do forever, and I would like to have at least try my hand at something, and know that I've finally done it, and I haven't just been talking about it for so many years.
Yeah.
I know it's easy to keep talking, right? So it's a gender neutral and a unisex space.
Amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I haven't ironed everything out again, but I do think that it is an area in the fashion market that is crying for help. That isn't.
I agree.
And we're not just talking. Although nothing wrong with it, we're not just talking about super oversized boxy pieces that could just fit anybody. Which, again, there is a place for that, but that's not really what I want to do. It's more things like what I'm wearing right now, tailored pieces that are made for a gender neutral shape, that will have a sizing structure, that feel a little bit more fashionable. Similar to yourself with House of Wincott, I'm not looking to do every season, to do a big show or a big launch. I'm thinking, once a year, twice a year, sort of putting a collection out there that is neutral in terms of the season.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sounds great.
Thank you. With an unconventional sizing structure, and moving away from very specific, gender attributed things that we're so used to when it comes to clothes.
Yeah.
Like I say, right down to sort of sizing. Like I don't want someone to be deterred because something's in a lady size 8. And even though it's meant for everybody, I think there are a lot of people out there that might be excited to find a gender neutral brand that just does sort of feel neutral across the board.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many elements, so many variables.
Yeah, so
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm working on that. So I finally started compiling all of my sort of research imagery and getting some things down on paper, and deciding the kind of key pieces that I want to have in this small initial collection, which I really intend to grow on. I've already been working with a friend of mine, actually, who does, for the industry, creative pattern cutting and grading, so they can take all of my samples and all of my patterns, and we can work together to grade them for the right sizing.
Oh, sounds amazing.
Things like that. So it is coming together.
That's really exciting.
Thank you. It is a lot slower than I had told myself it would be, and a lot of that is me getting in my way of myself, which I'm glad that I'm self-aware enough to know that, although it's not great. It is. I am still glad that I'm self-aware, and I know that I am getting in my own way.
Yeah, but that's the pitfalls generally as a creative, right? I think all of us at some point have done that, because I mean, again, I think we've touched on a previous episode, but it's so easy to see yourself from the center out rather than from out in.
Absolutely.
So then you do see things on a more, and even at the beginning of this episode, we were saying about perspective, right?
Yes.
You look at your own stuff in such a different light.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of slow, in my opinion. Slower is better. Because then you get it right with exactly how you want it, rather than trying to just whack it out.
No, that's a very good point. And I'd rather do it slowly and get it right, or what I think is right in the moment, than not try at all.
Yeah.
And I've often allowed myself to get busy with other jobs. There's still jobs, still really exciting, but I don't want to keep sort of putting my own stuff on the back burner. I'm 40, I'm not old, I'm not young, I'm kind of right in that middle space. I've done some really great things. I'm very proud of the things that I've done. I'd like to move on and try something else. So I'm ready for it, I'm here for it, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely good for you.
That's exciting. I mean, I wish I had more to share, but I don't.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's not as valuable.
No, of course
Yeah,
not.
so
Absolutely.
it's things come as they will. And I mean, look at House of Wincott.
Yeah.
That took such a, from my perspective, that took such a long time to even get to where I am now, and where I am now is still really such a seedling of a studio.
Absolutely.
It's it's just beginning, and it's just kind of finding its feet, and I think.
And it looks great.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Aesthetically.
No, of course, but I
What can
do
I say?
think you do make a very good point, and it's again, I don't want to be like beating myself up because something's taking too long. Nor should you. I know you're not, but
No, exactly. I wouldn't, because that's the first step to going in the wrong direction.
yeah, exactly. And you don't really want to fall into that trap and just be looking at everything you're doing and being like, this
Yeah.
is negative, it's negative, and
And also, I suppose, as a fashion industry, if we're going to really deep dive it, we're so conditioned, right, to go, everything should be quick, everything should turn out, you should have a brand by next week, you should
Oh,
be able to have a
yeah.
collection by next month.
Absolutely.
Everything is so quick and so fast and so wired to be, capitalist, I don't know, to be monetized, to be profitable, to be productive constantly. People forget the reason they do it, which is
know.
to express creativity.
Of course, but unfortunately, I do think that is part of the world that we sort of live in. I mean, I was speaking to a friend who I is very trustworthy, but also very knowledgeable about very much about the very topic we're discussing now.
Yeah.
Brands, my own brand, what I want to do, how I want to do it, and their instinct was, okay, so it's May now, so this wasn't that long ago. They're like,
Yeah.
do you think you could have the whole thing ready to go by the end of the summer? And I sort of was like,
What?
not really. They're like, oh, you should really try. And I get where they're coming
Yeah,
from.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you should really try to get it launched by then. Like, the longer you wait, like, you don't want people to forget about who you are. I get that, but and it doesn't mean that I couldn't necessarily do it, but I don't want to do that. I don't know that I would
Quite right.
benefit from that. It's maybe I could have one of the pieces within the small collection that I'm doing graded and ready to go to at least do some sort of like wear it myself, give it to a friend to wear, advertise, whatever it might be. That is feasible.
Yeah, showcase situation of where you're going.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it just, but I understood where they were coming from. They're like, look, like you want to get it out at the right time of year. You want to have it done immediately. You want to start advertising for yourself. You just want people to see
But
it.
who is that for? Ultimately, if you was to really get into it, who is that for? That's for everyone else, not for you. And the reason you want to do your brand is for you, right? I would imagine, because that's a goal of yourself. That's a way you're
of
expressing
course.
yourself.
It's something I really want to try.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that should be the basis. It should be because you want to do it that way, not because you are following in the footsteps of 1,000 other designers
No,
that have rushed their way out the door.
Well, exactly. And it is what I'm doing. And I am a bit stubborn. And it's like, this is how I want it to be. It is going to be this way.
But that's a benefit.
Yeah, and it's fine, and I will do that. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
sit
Good
there
for
thinking,
you.
"Oh, you're right. I really need to have, 20, I don't know, SKUs ready to go by August." Like I know better than that.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to attempt it. I've worked for other brands were startups who have tried to do that. They're like, we've got 4 months to get everything done, and it's a bit like, yeah, we could try that, but you're gonna have to redo everything. Oh, we don't mind. We'll redo it. We just want to get something out. I don't know. To me, that seems a bit wasteful. But every
So
model works for
wasteful.
different people, and that doesn't work for me. But it doesn't mean it wouldn't work for you.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
critical. I just
No.
know myself better.
Exactly, and as long as you're sticking to your guns of what's for you, because everyone has an opinion, everyone has their 2 pence, but
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end of the day, it's your brand, so it's your decision.
Absolutely.
It's the same with mine. I could, if I was so inclined, if I was that wired that way, I would compare or could compare myself to others of, oh, they're doing this now and they're that far along ahead now and whatever, but it's not a competition.
No,
it's
nor
not a
does it
race.
need to be.
Yeah.
You're doing it at your pace and you're doing what
Yeah.
you love, and good for you. And you may change the way you work in the future,
Of course.
depending on what your supply and demand is. But in the meantime, you're putting it together how you'd like it to be.
Precisely. And I'm also putting it together whilst working a 40-hour corporate job.
Well, that's the other
so-
thing as well. You are working full time, and your
Yeah.
full time isn't in fashion. For me, it is. So I'm working and making clothes for other people, which I love,
Mm-hmm.
and doing some custom baking because I also do that too. But I'm then doing this alongside of, so I'm always
Yeah.
in that space. You kind of have to come out of your corporate world and put your head into another space. That's not always easy.
Yeah, you have to kind of switch your mindset from logic to creative,
Mm-hmm.
which can be jarring. But so what will be, and you're so skilled at what you do, but you
Thank
also
you.
do have a very sensible head on your shoulders of knowing how and what to do.
Oh, well,
So
thank you.
I have absolutely no doubt that when it starts getting traction and the ball starts rolling, that it will be incredible.
Well, that is just the nicest thing. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm just the nicest
same goes
person.
for you. I can't wait
Wow.
to see the new collection. And also what that turns into. I mean, every
Exactly.
time you do something new, you learn about what you like, what you don't like,
Yeah.
what works for you, what doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
And so because of the way that you're putting your pieces together and the way that your collections are, I'm going to say, sort of organically
Yeah.
evolving.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, absolutely correct.
I'm
Yeah, yeah.
looking forward to seeing what it leads you into next. Whereas for me, my stuff tends to be very like methodical and to like a straight line, like it has to be a certain way.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
way my mind works. So there's less, I think, space that things would evolve into something so quickly. Whereas with you, like I imagine like the next piece you make, be like, you know what, I'm going in a whole different direction. I've
Absolutely.
created a new way of drafting, like whatever it might be. I
Yeah.
don't see myself ever doing that, but I think you do.
But I mean, that kind of comes from what we've said throughout our entire episode catalogue, that we are we arrive at the same goal in very different ways.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
You are very methodical. You're very analytical. You're trained kind of professionally.
It's hard to get away from that sometimes.
Yeah. Whereas I'm more go with what I feel, go with instinct, like what works, what shapes am I after, how can I get here, and I work my way backwards.
Yes,
you know, it's kind
love. I wish I could do that.
I mean, you could. You just have to turn off the.
I know. I don't know how easy that is.
Yeah. Well, do one that doesn't matter and see how it feels.
They all matter.
Well,
They all matter.
correct answer. That was a trick question. He passed. Well done, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So it's. You're right. It's an evolving thing, but that's what I love about it.
I know, and I love that too. So that's
Yeah.
what I say. It's exciting to think about what will you do next? What will
Yeah.
you come up with next? What idea or concept for a collection or the materials? I mean, it's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. I like each one being different from the last. Like the first one being in Pellicci's. Shout out to the Pellicci's. I love them. With the kind of colourful, gangstery vibe. And then the second one with Disney, but on a vintage
Yeah.
train. So it was very
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't know, 1940s, colourful
more-
twist.
I was going to say whimsical, but that's not really the right word because I know I've seen the images.
I mean,
but it's
there is an element of whimsy, but I know what you mean. It's kind of like,
very, very cool.
it's more, you know. So then the next one's going to be more kind of.
Ooh, have you given any
Playful.
thought to how you want to do your, photos and your little campaign? Or are we not sharing that just yet?
For the next one.
For the next one, yeah.
Well, the photos, I know what I want to do, but it's just finding the location. So if anyone is listening to this and knows of a barn somewhere in the south of England that I can use, get in touch, because I want to do it in a barn.
Does it have to be a barn?
That vibe, because it's Wizard of Oz,
Okay.
field, outside. It's basically going to be the first location shoot. So
Okay.
something that's got a kind of homely, holistic, outdoorsy, field
Okay.
of wheat situation. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's all I'll say.
I have
Watch
an
this
idea,
space.
but we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off air. We'll take this off air, guys. No, but that's it. Yeah, that's perfect. But I mean, that in itself, that's what, a 10-minute chat about what we've got coming up, and it's already a lot.
Yeah,
So
but it's exciting.
it is exciting.
And it's a good second half to sort of the year to look forward to.
100%.
And just to see where it takes us. I mean, it's June now. I mean, I know we said earlier, but I still can't believe it. Like I know we're traveling a little bit in the summer, which I'm very much looking forward to going home and seeing my family
Yeah.
there in Canada.
Yeah.
But again, like that won't be the whole summer, but it'll feel like it is, and you'll blink and it'll be September.
Exactly.
And then it's like, oh my God, Christmas is around the
No,
corner.
literally,
Crazy.
it's mental how quickly it's going.
And it's going to be your birthday.
I know.
Which I feel like we'll cover on another episode. But
We
I'm
will.
excited to see what that looks like.
Because I've got a theme and it's incredible. That could be an episode in itself. But absolutely. And then it's 40. It's me turning 40,
Yeah.
so it's a big year.
No,
so,
it is. It is a nice thing to achieve. It's a bit of a milestone. I think 40 is a big year for people. Often it's when you think, oh, I've sort of figured out who I am, or maybe it's I put a little bit of money away and I'm going to, I don't know, invest in life or a property, like whatever it is. I feel like 40 tends to come with that sort of more mature feeling. You've sort of made it, or not for everybody, but I do think it does hold that, and it's quite nice.
Well, they call them your FU40s for a reason, don't they?
Never heard that before.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely correct. So but I'm happy with where I'm at by the time I've turned 40, and I've done quite a lot. So, I mean, as of you, I mean, your catalogue's crazy. But on that note, should we wrap?
Well, we can wrap up here. I mean, it's been a really good, I think, first episode back for us both being ill and some of us losing their voice. And
Yeah.
well, you did too with tonsillitis, I guess.
I did.
So
I
I
couldn't
think
speak at all.
it's a good space to be in now, and the sun is shining, and we are moving forward.
Yeah, it's absolutely roasting today here in
I
London, and I'm here for it, quite frankly.
It's good.
I absolutely love the heat. Give me more. No, but absolutely, we've got some big things coming up in the next couple of months. Obviously, we're going to continue with the episodes.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated.
I mean, I know you're away, but we're going to try and keep the rhythm. I know obviously we missed a month due to illness, but
yeah, but I feel like it's very different, like being really under the weather, losing your voice, whatnot, than it is just finding time around travel, which we would do.
Oh, absolutely, it's easy. Like you can't do a podcast without your voice, can you?
No,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
It'll be perfect.
Yeah, so we'll keep you updated, and like you said, we'll post on the socials things about the Good Clothes show.
Yes, exactly.
And the upcoming things that we've got going on as and when. So very exciting stuff coming forward, and we're going to have a few guests in the next couple of episodes. So look forward to that. But as ever, thank you so much for listening. It's been a joy.
Yeah.
Season 2, episode 2 already. Amazing.
I know.
Is there anything you want to say before we end
Well,
on?
no, just that I'm glad that everybody's, sticking with us, and it's nice to get back into the rhythm and feel better and talk and, catch up. We haven't seen each other much because we haven't been able to. And so, can't wait for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. And on that gloriously positive note, as ever, we will catch you next time.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.